On International Anti-Corruption Day, we'd like to share with you some good news about international understanding of Ukraine's fight against corruption. Through all the debate about waning international support for Ukraine, concerns about corruption have rightly not been among the top 3 to 4 issues raised by Western skeptics of aid to Ukraine who focus more on isolationist narratives. Sincere political leaders understand that Ukrainians have zero tolerance for corruption, the world's most vigilant anti-corruption civil society, and more independent anti-corruption institutions than any country has ever built within a single decade. On that last point, in the United States and Western Europe, we have our own institutions to control corruption, some stronger than Ukraine's, some weaker, but we built ours over a century or two. No country in history has built as many strongly independent anti-corruption bodies as Kyiv has done over the past decade.
Ukraine's anti-corruption infrastructure was first established after the 2014 Revolution of Dignity, led by a civil society coalition called the Reanimation Package of Reforms, or RPR. In 2015, Ukraine achieved the most significant progress in 4 areas. Decentralization of local governance was launched, the first specialized anti-corruption agency was founded, public disclosure of company ownership was mandated, and corporate governance reforms helped restructure critical industries previously controlled by oligarchs. Equally critical reforms continued throughout 2016, although they became more sporadic until 2022.
Remarkably, Ukraine's reform progress has not halted even during the full-scale invasion. Several milestones around the selection of anti-corruption leaders, judicial reforms, asset declaration, and anti-money laundering law were motivated by 7 EU preconditions for opening accession talks. But even over the past year, with EU negotiations underway, Ukraine's anti-corruption reform progress has continued, with laws to reform governance of state-owned enterprises, relaunch of the Bureau of Economic Security, reform of the State Customs Service, overhaul of the accounting chamber, establishment of supervisory boards of procurement agencies within the Ministry of Defense. Ukraine still needs to win the war, join the EU, and continue another decade of governance reforms. On this International Anti-Corruption Day, marking 10 years since 2014, we firmly believe that the next decade will be even more productive than the last one.